What's going on, YouTube? This is wwjoshdew, and the mail guy came through. Can't believe they delivered packages on Sunday. That's freaking awesome. They just delivered this and some other stuff, so let's go ahead and open this up. This should be my new Chromebook. I'm very excited about this. I made a video of my daughter unboxing her Chromebook, and I have my own little Ultrabook that I got like a couple years ago, but it only has 4 gigs of soldered RAM. And this is 4 gigs of RAM, but with Windows and antivirus and Dropbox and all this other stuff open, you're using up 3 gigs. And then when you try to open up Chrome and like 2 or 3 tabs, you're using up 3.6 to 3.9 gigs, and it starts slowing down. I'm closing Dropbox. I'm closing everything that I can close to save that, 20, 40, 60 megabytes of RAM here and there. Chromebooks are beautiful because they just run Chrome. So all 4 gigs is dedicated to just Chrome. So I'm very excited to have this. I chose an Acer i3. I did quite a bit of research on Chromebooks. I've been following them for a while, and I didn't want a Bay Trail processor one. I really wanted like a Celeron or faster because those tend to be the fastest. So I got an i3 Acer because the reviews on it seemed promising, and the price, $299, seemed very reasonable. One thing I'm going to miss is my little, I think it was $399. Yeah, it was $399 when I got it 2 years ago, but my little laptop has a touchscreen, and this one is not touchscreen. There are touchscreen Chromebooks, but I was trying to save money, so I got the non-touchscreen version. If this really works good for me, one day I'll consider upgrading to a touchscreen version. But I just kind of want to play with it and see how it works. If you notice, 99% of the time when you're on the computer, you're just browsing the internet. You're on Google Chrome or Firefox or whatever browser you prefer to use. And this is something that's just, I don't know, it's hard to describe it. If you just use your computer for the internet, then this is all you really need. And you don't have to worry about antivirus and all this other crap that comes with Windows. And then you spend way less than you would if you bought like a crazy expensive MacBook or something. Alright, so we're eventually going to get this thing open here. Alright, Acer C720 Chromebook Setup Guide. Alright, then we've got something in here, International Travelers. Alright, right here we have the power brick. Awesome. And then here's the cord to plug it into the wall. I kind of like and hate like the new Asus ones where it's just a brick that hangs in the wall, and then it's basically like this, but it plugs right into the wall, and then you got this cable. I kind of like this because you get a longer cable. It'll reach out further away from the wall. Plus, this is a tiny little cord, so if you got a 6-way power strip, this takes up 1 slot, and the other ones take up more than 1 slot. So, they've got their ups and downs to having that style adapter. And in here we have our Chromebook. I'm sorry, my stuff's kind of a mess right now. I've been unboxing stuff and getting packages and trying to find a place for everything. There's not really too many places to put things. So let's go ahead and open this thing up. See what this looks like. This is exciting, man. Look at this. HDMI, the power, USB 3.0, headset and microphone port combined into one. And you got your Kensington lock, your SD card, and your USB 2.0. Looks like you've got 2 speakers down facing. Probably would have preferred them like near the screen or something, but whatever. And then you got your ventilation for the fan that's in there. Now, my daughter's Chromebook doesn't actually have a fan, so that's kind of interesting that this does. This does have an i3, so this is a more powerful version of a Chromebook. So looks like we've got a nice layout keyboard there. Pretty good feedback. This bends in quite a bit, but we'll see. Looks like there's a power button of sort or something right here and a little light. We don't know. We're going to find that out very soon. Let's go ahead and take all this off. Alright, oh, the power button's right here. Okay, cool. Let's see if it has any power at all. Might have to hold it down. So it seems just like the Dell Chromebook where you've got your back forward, refresh, full screen, brightness up and down, volume up and down, mute, And this is probably completely dead, so let's go ahead and plug this in. And we will give it some power. I believe it was on this side. And a little bitty tiny cable. And plug that in. Okay. Little lights down here, just powered on. Got a orangish red light and a blue light. This is what I'm going to love about Chromebooks, is how quickly all of this starts up. Very awesome. Connect to our 5 gig network here, 5 gigahertz. And let's go ahead and put in our password. And we'll hit connect and then continue. And no, I do not want to help you. I'm sorry. Chrome is going to update, and that's one thing about it, is it has frequent updates, and that's nice. It gives you new features, improved stability, and etc. All right, let's go ahead and put in our email address and our password. It's going to sign us into our Google account, and everything you have on your desktop for Windows or Mac or whatever should sync to here. All right, syncing my preferences. I could choose my Google Plus picture from a really long time ago. It could not sync our data. All right, take a tour. Nah, I ain't gonna take a tour. My daughter's Chromebook's pretty familiar. So here's the familiar Google Chromebook interface. Let's go ahead and remove this from the webcam there. Pretty nice that it does have a webcam. Hopefully it's 720p, but we will find all that out. It is SSD data access. I believe this is the 32 gig version. 8.5 hours of battery life. That's a little disappointing because there are some that get like 11, 12, even 13 hours. 7-second boot up, very nice. Automatic updates, built-in security, free apps. 100 gigs of Google Drive, that's pretty awesome. I wish the battery life would be a little bit better, but hey, 8 hours is so much better than the like 2 hours and 20 minutes that I get with my little Ultrabook. All right, so let's go ahead and open up Google Chrome here. And there we go. It's our familiar interface that we have on our Windows computer. All of my bookmarks and my Android green theme and everything synced automatically, which is pretty awesome. Also, my Destiny item manager. If you play Destiny and you have more than one character, this is hands down the easiest way. You can drag a gun from your Warlock over to your Hunter. If you have some blue polyphage on your Titan, but your Hunter doesn't have any, you can just drag and drop it over to your Hunter real quick. I can have this by me and quickly grab materials and guns and armor that I need without leaving that game and going to the vault. So Destiny item manager is freaking phenomenal. It's awesome. I love it. All right, so I've signed into my Destiny account. If I click on this, now it's going to bring up my guns that I have on my character, and I can just drag and drop my gun over here to my Hunter, and boom, now my Hunter has my Red Death. And also I do play on Xbox and PlayStation, so I can switch over to PlayStation. And one thing about this is I do have to close this out once it loads up here, and then I press on it again. And now if you can see that up here, that's my PlayStation username, and now I can drag the Red Death over here to my Hunter, and now my Hunter has my Red Death. So I know this is a little bit off topic, but Destiny item manager, if you don't have it, you need it. So I can't get some glimmer because I don't have any black wax on my Hunter, so I'm gonna go ahead and drag my black wax over to my Hunter, and now my Hunter has black wax. So Destiny item manager is absolutely phenomenal. It just came up in my extensions here, and I figured I'd share it for those of you that play Destiny. I'm not super happy with the feedback that I get. I feel it's quite a bit mushy of the keyboard. So sometimes when I'm thinking I'm typing in capital letter, it's saying that I'm typing it in wrong. So that's, yeah, it is what it is. This isn't an expensive computer, and I don't expect it to perform like an expensive computer. All of my bookmarks are coming up too, so that's pretty cool. That's all for the EVO 4 GLTE, man. That's so long ago. All right, so let's go ahead and run a quick speed test.net. And then we're going to see just how fast the Wi-Fi on this little sucker is. It's supposed to have wireless AC. It is connected to my 5 gigahertz network. So we're going to see what the first speed test result is on our brand new little Chromebook here. So over 200 down. That is extremely nice. That is beautiful. I do have Google Fiber, so that is the reason why my speeds are so good. But this coming from a $299 laptop that runs Google Chrome, that's just phenomenal. I'm very happy with the Wi-Fi of this thing, and I can watch YouTube videos and there won't be any lag at all because it's going to be able to keep up with my internet. All of your applications are going to be like little bookmarks down here. So if we wanted to open up something like Plants vs. Zombies or Chrome or Netflix, for example. If you click on Netflix, then it's going to take you to the website. Everything is a website. Some things can be stored on the computer, like Angry Birds can, but most things are going to be actual Google Chrome websites. If they have an option to store offline content, then you can do that. So let's open up the file manager. All right, so files, and then there's our downloaded. So we're gonna go ahead and go to the settings here and see what all we can do. Not too much. It says we have 23.5 gigs left to use, so that's pretty cool. That's perfectly fine for a Chromebook. It's literally going to be a cloud-only device. So without internet, this is going to be useless. But be completely honest with me. Your giant Windows computer or Mac computer, what do you almost always have running? What are you almost always doing with it? You probably have Safari, Google Chrome, Firefox, or some web browser open browsing the web. So that's all you need to do is that. So this is quite awesome. Let's open up the YouTube app, and it's just going to take us to our YouTube homepage here. And we can go ahead and view videos and check out our subscriptions and all that kind of stuff. So this is really, really cool. I think I'm going to definitely enjoy this. Also, it does say we have an update available, so we need to restart to apply that update. And this does have Bluetooth, so we can go ahead and enable Bluetooth, find nearby Bluetooth mice, keyboards, are connected to our phone, etc. And it's going to tell you how much time is left. It's got 52 minutes until this battery is full. One thing I want to go ahead and say real quick before I end this video is one thing I found confusing when I got my daughter her Chromebook was how to do things. If you right click on it, it just opens it. So what you got to do is actually press 2 fingers on the touchpad here, and then it'll bring up like a right click. You can unpin it, you can move it, etc. And if you want to add more things to here, like say we want to do Hangouts, we can just drag and drop it down there. Once we drag and drop it down there, we can double press on it and choose unpin if we don't want it there anymore. So double click to right click basically, or you just 2 finger tap it. Now obviously I just got this thing. I can't tell you if it's any good or not. I do plan on doing an updated review, letting you know how I feel about it. I'm going to be using this thing quite a bit to watch. I stream on Twitch sometimes, and my Twitch is the same as my username on YouTube, Twitter, and etc. So if you want to follow me, just click the link in the description. It'll take you to my Twitch. I watch my Twitch broadcast on here to see comments and stuff while I'm playing a game. So it's really cool that I'm going to have this next to me to view your comments and reply to you while I'm playing a game. So that's awesome. I'm finding that I have to type my password in a little bit slower than I would on my like G720-JH or any other computer with the normal keyboard, because I have capital letters and numbers and other things in there, and when I'm trying to get like the $ or a capital P or something, it's something with the I think it's the shift, where it's just you have to type slowly if you're trying to get everything to like register. I don't know. I definitely have to play with some more, use the keyboard some more, let you know if maybe I was doing something wrong or something like that. So definitely got more things to test and see about, and definitely excited to have a little i3 Chromebook that just runs Chrome. That's all I needed to do. If you enjoyed the video, please let me know by giving it a thumbs up. I'd greatly appreciate it. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to my channel for future videos on Chromebooks, tech, and etc. Please follow me on Twitter and Instagram if you want to see what videos are coming out next. Get in touch with me, etc. All links will be in the description. This is What Would Josh Do, and I'm out.